Hey there, comic book friends. I'm Travis, and it's New Comic Book Day. Yay! Or at least New Comic Book Day for me. These are comic books from last week, technically. That would be December 5th, 2018. This says that I got 21 issues. I got these. Well, I got them today. They got sent to the wrong side of the state. Briefly, that is a postal issue, not a discount comic book issue. Anyway, I'm going to go through these really quick. No comic book roundtable last week. I'm not sure if there'll be one this week either. I think it's largely just me. I think the rest of my cohorts that are typically on the show are all busy the rest of the December, the holiday season. I technically am really busy the holiday season too. I did actually get last week's comics read, so I'm happy to get these now so I can start reading them. But I don't know. I don't know if there'll be a comic book roundtable. It may not be a comic book roundtable until we get into January at this point. The new job for me is intensely busy this time of the year, but we'll see. We'll see. I may show up just to talk books by myself a little bit too. But anyway, this week's books, Wicked and Divine, issue number 40? Yep, issue number 40. We're doing our final slide into the end of things. Really excited to see how all the pieces start to come together for the book. Been really, really good. And I have high expectations for what the ending might be on it. Anyway, next up, we have the Agrella Academy. This is issue number 3. I have not been reading the Umbrella Academy. I'm buying them in singles, but I'm not reading them. I'm waiting to get the trade, the second trade of the Umbrella Academy, so I can read it. So I understand and enjoy more of the context of this run of the book. So that's the plan. See when I get it. So it is Lodger, issue number 2. Really enjoyed issue number 1. As of issue number 1, I don't enjoy it as much as Stray Bullets. It's basically the same creators as Stray Bullets, but it has a lot of really cool stuff in it. It has some of that vibe. I have high hopes for issue number 2 to see where it goes. Anyway, more lamb from the lamb from's always good stuff. Anyway, new issue number 1. This is LaGuardia, issue number 1. This is a Burger Books. So this is one of her imprints within Dark Horse. We'll see. A very modern story of immigration. So this is set in the future. It's LaGuardia. People actually live at the LaGuardia. I don't know. I think it has aliens in it also. Not 100% sure. It looked like it was going to be told by some different people, Tanya Ford and James Devlin. And I just kind of wanted to, and Hugo Award winner, I don't know how you say, Nadia Akarafor. Anyway, yeah, I'm just curious to see what kind of new story there might be for a very modern story of immigration. What that could be like. Her Infernal Descent, issue number 5. I kind of want to hope we're getting close. I'm not particularly enjoyed the last couple issues of it. I like the play on the Dante's Inferno stuff quite a bit. I love the other literary figures that show up in it and other artist type person. There's a lot of artistic people in hell, it seems. Yeah, we'll see where this plays. I don't know if this, I want to feel like this is possibly the last issue, or is it going to be 9 issues for the, is it 9, right? 9 levels of Dante's Inferno. Anyway, Super Sons issue number 5. I've not been enjoying Super Sons all that much since it's become a maxi series as opposed to its ongoing series. Still written by the same person. It just doesn't have the same charm that it did before. But we'll see what kind of adventures they get to in that. Next up, we have Clan Killers. This is issue number 5. I really enjoyed issue number 4. This book is just kind of bonkers. It has elements in it that I really, really enjoy a lot. And then it has structural elements that to me are almost fatal flaws in comics, but I really dig the art. I dig the kind of the context in here. This girl wants to overthrow a goddess that she feels like the goddess has corrupted and wrecked her family and whatnot, even though her family has all this power and stuff. And lo and behold, in the process of doing that, she has ultimately basically become, it seems, the embodiment of the goddess that she was trying to ultimately destroy by destroying her family and her clan and all the clans. So curious to see where that plays out. This might be the last issue. I don't think there's a whole lot more issues of it, but I've been enjoying it. BPRD, The Devil You Know, issue number 11. Mike Mignola cover there. Still, of course, enjoy the BPRD. It is definitely feeling very fatal, though, which is sometimes kind of a bummer because I really like the book so much. Ashamed to see it go if it actually truly does go. But some of the cast is just getting, dropping left and right. So not sure how many more of them are left. And then we have Border Town, which is now suddenly become a problematic book. It sounds like that the writer potentially is a sexual predator, and that will be a shame if that is the case. I'm hot and cold on the book as it is. If that is the case, I hope the other creators on the book can find other work. And this guy doesn't have work. That's kind of my take on people who are sexual predators. But we'll see. We'll see what officially comes of that. And then next up, we have Barbarella. This is the holiday special. This is the last issue of Barbarella. Issue number 12 was actually the final issue, but this is like a holiday special. This is actually written by the original Barbarella writer, I believe. I believe the Jean-Marc L'Officier is the actual original creator of the book, I think. So this is a $6 book, so I hope I enjoy the hell out of it. But it's a holiday special. We'll see what that ends up being like. I'm not terribly impressed with the cover art. I don't know if that's the art on the inside. Yeah, the book had been good up to this point. I'm not terribly excited about the art in this, just looking at it offhand. So that's kind of a bummer because it was a kind of a fun run while it lasted. I'm glad it was only 12 issues, but it was fun, but I'm not particularly impressed. There is the Barbarella, there is this crossover between Barbarella and Dea Thoris, and the covers are by the original or by the run of the book that I've been reading, but other creators otherwise on it. But yeah, I'm not particularly impressed with the art on the Barbarella special. So, oh well. Next up, we have West Coast Avengers issue number 5. Super fun book. Just really been getting a kick out of it. The first story arc, or whatever you want to call it, with fighting against Brodok and whatnot which is awesome. I'm really curious to see what's next. Just a really fun, good laughing type of a book. So checking that out. Issue 60 of Batman. More of the Uneasy Alliance. More of the kind of Penguin is Bane screwing with Batman thing. And Penguin and his lost love and how that kind of pulls on Batman's sensibilities with of course his own lost love a mere 10 issues ago, when he was stood up at the altar by Catwoman. So yeah, another new book that's coming out. This is Die, as in the rolling die, I believe. It is Karen Gillian written, Stephanie Hahn's artwork. That's who did the cover here. I really love Stephanie Hahn's work. She does these great painted. She uses lots of kind of oranges and reds that I really like. So I have no idea what, how that's actually going to play out. There have been comic book stores who are trying to tout this as being the next saga. I have a hard time wrapping my head around that. I think saga was like a perfect timing kind of phenom sort of a book. I don't think there's ever going to be the next saga. You know, so yeah. But I'm curious to see what all is in it, what it's about. I have no idea. I basically bought it simply by the creators that were going to be on the book. Curious to see what they do together. Into the Sandman universe realm, the Dreaming issue number 4. Really dig this book. Largely the Blisk Everly artwork makes it just a wonderful book. She is a superior artist. So I like Dorothy, this character. She's interesting. She has the ability to kind of jump from dream to dream, which is something that supposedly only Morpheus himself was able to do. So it's kind of a unique thing. What's she about, as we kind of explore and learn more about what that is going to entail. Green Arrow number 47. I think this might be the last of the Benson sisters. Green Arrow. I liked their whole thing with this. With the Citizen. I really liked that quite a bit. And it was really starting to catch on. It was really starting to, pick up momentum and be interesting. And now they're off the book, so I don't know what's going to happen next. I do think that the Benson sisters, part of the problem was they could never get teamed up with a really solid artist. So yeah. Let's see. Green Lantern issue number 2. Beware My Power, the Green Lantern. I love all the purple on that. I did not really care a whole lot for issue number 1. I am a Grant Morrison fan. I will read because maybe I just am not catching on, or I was super tired when I was when I read issue number 1, and it just felt like it was a lot of blah 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 blah. Granted, I'm not a Hal Jordan fan, but part of me wants to see what Morrison might be up to. What kind of interesting story? How is he going to change my view of Green Lantern or the Green Lanterns? We'll see how that plays out. Book I'm always excited to get, issue 10 of the Immortal Hulk. Really been digging the Hulk series. I'm not a Hulk fan, but this has just been a lot of fun. Really smart book. Wonderfully drawn by Joe Bennett. We'll see what's going to happen next. What is going to become of all of this. He has shaken the demon possibly that was in him, and it's now in somebody else. What's that all about? Really curious to see how that is and stuff, but just been really happy to see the book. It double ships about half the time, and that's okay with me. It's been good stuff. It hasn't dipped any, and it keeps the same creators with that double shipping, so that's cool. So Justice League issue number 13. Of course, this is one of the Legion of Doom issues written by Tiny in the Fourth. So it's gonna give us more, has to do with the Legion of Doom as opposed to the Justice League, which is kind of fun to get a kind of glimpse into them. The rules of Joker. No one gets out alive. I'm not sure what that's about, but yeah, we'll see. Gilliam March on art. That's his cover, which does not look very Gilliam March, but I am very much excited about the Gilliam March artwork inside. I am a big fan of his. I like his style. Pranto is doing the colors, which is new. It used to always be Tamali, I think his name was Tamoni. So not colored quite the same way as what I'm normally used to seeing it colored. Oh, Morey, Morey. That's who does the coloring. That's who did the coloring on the cover. And normally they would do the coloring on the on the inside. But it does not seem that way. So, but I still like it. Look forward to checking it out. Another number 1. Got a few number 1s this time around. Martian Manhunter, because I dig Martian Manhunter quite a bit. Riley Reismo art, which makes it doubly cool also. I've heard good things about this book. I've also heard there's some crazy, bizarre, you know, I don't know if it's a sex scene or we just see Martian Manhunter naked or what exactly in there, but there's something along those lines that make it all kinds of crazy too. I'm really looking forward to this. They're going to focus on the detective part of the aspects of him, I believe, also, which I'm very excited about. But yeah, 12 issue maxi series. Really looking forward to checking it out. And another number one, Shazam. I know that issue 2 and 3 are massively delayed on this. I am extremely apprehensive about this. I love Captain Marvel, a great character. There's lots of things about him that I like a lot and I think have to be there. Otherwise, it's not really a Captain Marvel book. The last version that Johns wrote of this character, Billy Baxton was kind of a rotten kid, and that is not what Shazam / Captain Marvel should be in my mind. In my mind, he is the ultimate good kid. He's the wholesome kid, and that's what makes him unique versus, I mean, even more so than Superman. That's what makes him unique. And I want to read that. Eaglesham, I really like Eaglesham's artwork. So hopefully it's a good book, but like I said, it's been massively delayed by like 2 months for issue 2 and another couple of months for issue number 3, I believe. So, you know, probably be June before we see issue 3 of this possibly. But we'll see. We'll see how it starts out and whether or not I want to keep getting it. I'm highly suspect of Jeff Johns as a comic book writer these days. So, and finally this time around, it is Suicide Squad, the Black Files, part of the 6-issue miniseries. Not digging this cover a whole lot. So half the book is Katana fighting Cobra. Yet again, all of these kind of Black Files or the extra Suicide Squad stuff. Most Wanted, I think was the other one was called. The miniseries was called Most Wanted. There's been a couple of Katana is always fighting Cobra, and then in this one in particular, it is a more of the directly Suicide Squad stuff. But it is the magical villains doing some work and whatnot. So that is it. That is it for this time. 21 books. I'm going to jump off here and maybe read a book or two before I'm off to bed, before I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning to start another day. At any rate, thanks for watching. What'd you think? I'm assuming some of you have read some of these books. Were they good? Don't spoil them for me because I haven't read them yet, clearly. But am I missing out on something? Did I not get something? Anyway, have a great night, everybody. And until next time, take it easy.